Alright, so I want you guys to picture living in the same town from age 3 to 13 in northern Colorado. Then one day, going from something so familiar, you and your family make the spontaneous decision to move to Germany, where you're planning on spending a year there. But over time, that year turns into a year and a half, and then by the time it's been a year and a half, you extend to 2 years, and by the time it's been 2 years, you extend to 2.5 years. And after that, you're thinking, alright, we can't keep extending, we gotta go back to the States. But last minute, you decide to move to the Netherlands. Well, that's what happened to me. And now we're here. So about a month and a half ago, I moved to the Netherlands, which is crazy. So for those of you who watch my channel often and aren't new around here, I know that I have a lot of catching up to do with you guys. I haven't really talked about how I've been and been doing lifestyle vlogs here because I've been so busy ever since I moved. But expect those to come soon. In the meantime, I'm gonna be talking about some culture shocks. A little over a month ago, right before leaving Germany, I made a German culture shocks video and the things I've noticed after 3 years of living in Germany. And now I want to do a little compare and contrast moment and talk about the things I've noticed in the Netherlands compared to Germany. So although I haven't been here that long, I've compiled about 10 things that are quite different from what I was used to in Germany. Let's get into it. The first, which is by far the biggest difference for me, it has completely altered my day-to-day life here, is the people here speak English. The Netherlands is pretty much a bilingual country because no one speaks Dutch, except for Dutch people. Say you're from the States, for an example. If you're in a group of people, I'm pretty confident that some of them would speak at least a bit of Spanish, some could speak some French, maybe there's that one kid that took Latin for whatever reason, but do they speak Dutch? Probably not. Even when I went back to my hometown over winter break, I was at a restaurant and instead of saying thank you, I actually said Dankeschön. And the guy was like, kannst du Deutsch? Ich kann auch. Ich habe über 2 Jahre in Deutschland gewohnt. Whatever. And I was like, what? What? People besides me in northern Colorado speak German? So due to just like the lack of people outside the Netherlands speaking Dutch, this is pretty much a bilingual country. I have yet to meet a person who doesn't speak English here, which is a huge privilege for me. My school won't even let me take Dutch, which is crazy. In Germany, especially southern Germany, it's kind of like, yo, if you're gonna live here, you gotta learn German, which I understand. But in the first couple of weeks and months that I lived in Germany, when I went out to any public place like a supermarket or a restaurant, it would be very rare for people to speak English with me. Over time, I've learned German, so I would just speak to people in German. But yeah, I remember struggling a lot with that upon moving to Germany, and that is something that I haven't had to deal with here. I went to the Carhartt store the other day and I asked the guy, like trying to be respectful, I'm like, do you speak English? English? And he looks at me up and down and he goes, I was kind of caught off guard, and he's like, I think everyone here speaks English. So yeah, very not used to that. So despite me not taking Dutch in school, which is very sad for me, I still am very interested in learning a bit of Dutch, just being proficient and being able to have small talk, basic conversation, order some food, tell someone I like their outfit, whatever it be. The Dutch accent and the German accent are so different. If I see a sign in Dutch, I can probably understand it 75% of the time because the words themselves and how they're spelled are quite similar to German, but oh my god, the accent, I can't even recreate it. Let's take the phrase good morning for an example. So in German we have Goedemorgen, spelled like this, and in Dutch, good morning is spelled like this. But you say it like Goedemorgen, Goedemorgen, give or take. I found it's a lot more nasal with the vowels. In German, it's usually more like stomachy. Einmal Milchtee mit Tapioca. And in Dutch, the vowels are more squeaky almost, and the G's are like Goedemorgen. So yeah, that's been another thing to get used to. In the Netherlands, especially around where I live, there is a much larger expat community, meaning people from all over the place. Places that aren't the Netherlands. Walking down the street, I hear people from everywhere of so many languages. A lot of English, a lot of Americans, a lot of Brits, people from all over the UK. Just something I'm not used to. Like in Germany, in southern Germany, if I heard someone speaking English, I'd be like, oh, wait, what was that? But I hear more English here than I do Dutch. So yeah, there's stores that are marketed just to British people and Americans, which is interesting. There's a lot of Americans at the school I go to, which has also been something to get used to. I was the only American in my class back in Germany. So yeah, just very different dynamic. There is a huge bike culture in the Netherlands. I don't know if you all know this already, but there are just as many bikes as there are cars, if not more. I'm sitting in bike traffic every morning going to school. I'm like wheel to wheel instead of bumper to bumper because everyone bikes. I don't know like a proper explanation for as to why, but like, why not? I actually really like that. I think it's nice because when I'm biking to school in the morning, I used to walk every single day in Germany and it was my favorite time of the day walking to school. Kind of the same with biking. You get some movement in, it's nice, it's early in the morning, you kind of get energized and you have like another activity before going to school instead of just like waking up and going. It's like waking up, bike, then get to school. And it's not just going to school, it's everywhere. People are biking everywhere. Also, the bikes that people are riding on are super decked out. It's a law to have a bell on your bike, the little wheel covers, like the bumper thingies, so that shit doesn't get sprayed up on you. You gotta have a light. You always gotta lock your bike everywhere. Like, people are out here on like designer bikes. You gotta signal when you're gonna take a turn because there's just so many bikes and so many cars that if you don't, you're gonna get hit. So yeah, I really do like this, but it is a little scary sometimes to bike because people are so comfortable with you being a biker on the road that cars will come up like centimeters from my handlebars, zooming. And also, like, if you don't signal or if you're turning, like, cars will come close to you, bikes will come close to you. So I'll be sitting here and someone will pass me and they'll be like, shoo. I'm like, Lord, hello. Very different than anywhere I've been in the world, honestly. Number 5 is the weather. Today's an anomaly. It's been quite nice. It's been sunny. It's been kind of warm. Birds are chirping. We got some nice ambiance in my room. The window's open. You guys might hear that. But it rains a lot here. It's pretty gloomy and cloudy. I think that's contributed to me feeling kind of sad a lot since being here. I'm taking my damn time to adjust to living here, but I don't think that that's helped moving in winter. My room has a window there and a window here, but it's like the attic room, so very different than my room in Germany where it was all glass walls, 4 stories up in an apartment building. Just less sunshine, less light. I used to love rain. I still do like rain. I like a cozy afternoon, I like the rain. Definitely have come to appreciate days like this where the sun's actually out, where I actually get some like vitamin D, because it can get a little demotivating after like 5 consecutive days of not seeing the sun. Something that I didn't expect at all is that the stores here usually close at around 6, if not like 6:37, but you're not gonna see a store open past 7. In Germany, stores are closed on Sundays, except for like restaurants, and I think there's like a couple exceptions. But during the week, they're usually open till like 10, 9, 10. Here, a lot of stores are closed on Sundays as well, but during the week and on Saturdays, they're closing at like 6. So today, I went to a little consignment store and I was like, oh, I gotta film this video, but then I realized if I film this video first, this store is gonna be closed. Not a huge imposition, but like if I wanna go buy some stuff to make dinner at 6, I can't. Gotta go at 5, because it closes at 6. Something really cool about the Netherlands is it's just a smaller country. It's tiny. I don't know if you've seen it on a map. You can't unless you zoom in because it's small. Which means it's easy access to a lot of cool places. The country's small, but there's a lot of really cool towns with a lot of differentiation, but they're just very close by. Where I lived in Germany was between Munich, Stuttgart, and I was about right here, and it was an hour and a half to Munich, an hour to Stuttgart. And those were kind of the big cities by me. Where I live now is close to 3 really cool cities within like 5-10 minutes of them, Amsterdam being one of those 3, and that's just been super cool to like take buses. Sitting on a bus for 20 minutes and being in a super cool city has been fun. It's been fun to explore around here. It's made it easy to visit friends close by. Like I Met my friend in Antwerp the other weekend. It was an hour-and-a-half train. I flew up to London, not up, over actually, because I'm above London. But yeah, there's a lot of easy access to places that I didn't have before because I have this new geography. Iris lives in Nijmegen, I believe that's how you say it, which is just like an hour-and-a-half away. And that's pretty far compared to the Netherlands, so it's gonna be cool to explore this country and get places quite easily. I can just go for the weekend or whatever. Another thing that's gonna help with me making my way around here is that the trains are so much more reliable. Any of you Germans can probably relate to this statement, and that is that the Deutsche Bahn is not always the most trustworthy. I think that every single train that I've taken with Deutsche Bahn, which for those of you who don't know is the trains used in Germany, has been canceled the morning that I was supposed to depart. Take Brussels in June. Canceled the morning of. I had to get there and the woman put me on a train leaving a minute later, so I like ran to the platform. And that also happened to me on my way back from Brussels. When I went to Stuttgart with my friend Sophie, train got canceled, had to rebook. Okay, long story short, Deutsche Bahn is not reliable, but the trains here have been really easy, always on time, to the minute, to the second of the minute, millisecond of the second of the minute, of the hour, of the day, of the year. It's pretty precise. Another thing that I love about it here is that people keep offering me coffee. Literally, I went to a haircut the other day. She offers me coffee while I'm waiting for like 14 seconds. I went to a cafe. Oh my god, this cafe. Oh, I love this cafe so much. You guys will be seeing this in my future content. Anyway, I buy a little oat milk cappuccino and I'm doing my work. And the worker taps me on the shoulder. He's like, hey, I was just practicing making an almond milk cappuccino. Do you want it? I was like, yeah, just give it to me. A while ago, my ex, oh my god, T, who's Dutch by the way, told me when you go to someone's house in the Netherlands, they, instead of saying hello, they say coffee. Like that's the word for hello, they're like coffee? As in like, there's really no question, like you always offer it, it's just the gesture. And usually people will take it. His parents actually sent my family a book when we moved here about like interesting things to know about the Netherlands, and that was in there. And it was like, get ready to make people espresso when they come over because they're gonna want coffee because that's just the expectation. They open the door, coffee? I can get used to that. The last thing that's super cool is the canals here. I mean, obviously there's not gonna be canals in Germany because it's not on a coast. I mean, there's the northern sea that all the true Germans go to for their vacations. Even for people who aren't as familiar with this country, if you've seen pictures of Amsterdam or vlogs, or maybe you've been, there's the canals, but that's consistent throughout, I think, all of the Netherlands, my area, the areas around me too. And they're cool, it's like a fun thing, but what I didn't realize is I was talking to some kids at my school and they were saying in the summer, some of them have boats and they take them up the canals and go to like Amsterdam. So there's a lot of cool ways to travel here because you have the great public transport that actually works. You have cars, but like, you have bikes and boats and canals. Super cool. Also, a Dutch kid who I sit next to in my art class was telling me that when you're, I think like 3 or 4, you have to start taking swimming lessons in the Netherlands, and they throw you into a pool with all your clothes on and you have to like swim a certain distance, or like you have to be in a certain depth of water. I don't remember the details exactly, but it's because there's so many canals that if you fall in when you're a kid and you're wearing your clothes and stuff, you gotta be able to get yourself out. The canals are cool, but like I can see why they do that. I think that's a good idea because I've only been here a little over a month and there have been many instances where I have caught myself almost falling into a canal. That shit's deep. That keeps going down. I hope you guys enjoyed this, found it interesting. If any of you guys are from the Netherlands and you're like, you're wrong about anything, let me know. If you relate to anything, let me know. If there's anything you want to add, any interesting Dutch facts that I might not know already, let me know. If you're living in Germany, then know I am envious of you. I'm very homesick at the moment. I miss Germany a lot, so enjoy your time there. And yeah, I will probably make another Culture Shocks video a couple months, maybe a year from now, when I have had more experience in this country. But so far, a lot of cool stuff. Very cool place, and I'm excited to update you guys in a little more detail about my life here. Expect that very soon, and much love to you all. All right, bye. Oh, and like and subscribe. Okay, bye.